welcome to Hospitality Live with Rupesh. Each week, we feature an industry leader that will share the latest trends and the best strategies to help you grow. Now, welcome your host, Rupesh Patel.
Good morning, guys. Super excited to have you guys on. Let me make sure we're live on what my kids like to call the intranets. We are live. Guys, welcome to the show. Comment and let me know where you're watching from. I know we have people from all over the world usually tuning in every week, and this week is not going to be any different. All right, we are live. We have people from all over tuning in. Comment and let me know where you're watching from. This is episode number 91. I can't believe we're at 91 weeks in a row that we've been doing this. Super excited. Welcome, my friends, to Hospitality Live with me, Rupesh. And by the way, I changed my name last week to include Rup in the middle of it. There was some confusion with a lot of Rupeshes in the world. I decided to change my name so I can be kind of unique, and that's called personal branding. So super excited to have all of you guys on. My friends call me Rup. You could call me Rup too, or just Rupesh. Guys, super excited. This episode is number 91. Get ready to be inspired by the CEO of Vision Hospitality, Mr. Mitch Patel. You're going to discover how Mitch built his business, his company, just with $3,000 in his pocket, and how to create a culture of caring, which his company is all about. Learn hospitality leadership habits, plus a lot more. We're going to get into a lot of different topics that we're all interested in. And guys, by the way, let me see, where are people watching from? All right, so we got DC in the house. We got Dubai in the house. And you guys are really quick. PA, North Carolina, Jersey, Jacksonville, North Carolina, Maryland, DC, Dubai. Like we said, ATL is in the house. Cambodia, I love this. Denver's in the house. You guys are really quick on the comments. Daytona Beach, Niagara Falls, Pennsylvania, South Carolina. Good morning. Good morning to everybody, guys. Thank you so much for watching. All right, so this week's episode is sponsored, and let me bring this up real quick. Sponsored by, and here it is. Boom! It's utip.money. Let me read the sponsor real quick. These guys are amazing, guys. They reached out to me a couple weeks ago, and we are partnering up with this thing that they have. And many hotels like ours, many guests are willing to give a tip for the amazing hospitality that we all provide, but often we don't have cash or they don't have cash. Has that ever happened to your hotel or yourself where you're like, I want to give a tip, but guess what? I don't have any cash in my pockets. And that happens every day as the world turns cashless. And I think that's a perfect way of including the digital part of it now. You don't have to have cash anymore. Now you have Utip. Utip.money is the website. Utip is a simple digital tipping solution for the evolving cashless economy. Hotel guests can easily leave tips within seconds for your staff by scanning a QR code or just tapping on a link. There's no apps to download, none of that stuff. Help your staff get motivated, earn more money as we're all trying to bring people back to our hotels. Get started with a free account at utip.money. I'm going to put it back up here. Somebody put in, can you see it right there? There you go. There's my finger. utip.money to include in the comments. Somebody put that in the comments right now so you can click on it and go to the website. By the way, super excited. I announced this last week. I am giving away $1,000 on June 18th. Yes, this is no scam. I am giving away $1,000, and here is the contest right here. If you go to rupesh.co /contest and kind of just go through the three easy things to join the contest, it is go to the website, rupesh.co /contest, hit the like button, or actually click on the LinkedIn post that I created last week. Pick a picture, A, B, C, or D, and then follow me on LinkedIn if you're already not following me. So that way I can connect with you if you won. And then enter your name on this page below it, your name and email, and then pick the picture that you think works the best. And I think a lot of people said B. What do you guys think in the comments? Which picture do you like, A, B, or C, or D? And this is all sponsored by Utip. So thank you so much to Utip for sponsoring this episode and the contest. I am giving away $1,000. I can't wait. It's going to be exciting. And, this entire year, the rest of the year, I'm giving back to this community that continues to grow, get back on their feet, and really just keep it going. I think that's the name of the game as far as, getting back into the groove of things. You might have been out of a job for the last, year and a half. Now I see a lot of people, amazing people, posting on LinkedIn saying, I got this job back, or I'm back into the hotel, or guess what? I got a brand new hotel job. And I love all these posts that I'm seeing on LinkedIn about people just coming back. And I'm so excited that our industry is coming back. Super, super excited about that. All right. So my mindset this week, and let me see if I can pull it up. This is very important to me because, we keep ourselves going by inspiring others. And I get the same inspiration that, that maybe I'm sharing with you that I get from all of you guys. So here's my mindset this week. It says, we inspire each other. I hope there are days that your coffee tastes like magic, your playlist makes you dance, and strangers make you smile. And then at the night sky touches your soul. And I love that we can all fall in love with being alive again. Hit the love button or like button if you believe that's true. Like, we just keep each other going. And I love that we could do that. Often we all had hard times last year. And, my dad passed away from COVID 7 months ago now. And it's been tough for us to keep going. But, you guys sharing and supporting me on LinkedIn and these other platforms has kept me going. So not only am I trying to inspire you, but you guys have kept me going, which I love. Thank you so much. And that's my mindset for this week. I think we have our buddy Sarah on. Sarah, welcome.
Hi, I'm Sarah Dandashy from Ask a Concierge. Every week, I'll be sharing the latest hospitality and travel news and updates in a segment we like to call Hospitality Minutes.
What's up, Sarah?
Good morning.
I sent Sarah a message at 4:00 this morning, thinking that she was up, and she wasn't. But welcome back, Sarah.
Okay, to clarify, by the way, for those of you guys that don't know, I am in LA, so that's why there's the time difference and all of that. So, hey, it's fun to be here. You guys want to do the Hospitality Minute?
Yes. What is going on in hospitality? A lot's changed. A lot of things are on the positive side. I love that. Yeah. Sarah, give us the lowdown.
Okay, cool. Yeah, actually, a lot of really interesting stats have come out and positive, as Rupesh was mentioning. So the first sort of big thing that a lot of us can get excited about, the U.S. hotel industry has recorded the best performance since the pre-pandemic. So this is really exciting. So occupancy for the month, just the month of April, reached about 57.5%. And the ADR climbed to about 110.34, and RevPAR came in at 63.46. So basically, occupancy and RevPAR were the highest achieved for any month since February of 2020. Things are definitely looking up. Now, if you want to kind of understand where regions are, like who's kind of leading the pack, so to speak, you've got Tampa, by the way, which experienced the highest occupancy level, and at about 77% was their average, followed by Miami at 72. If you guys actually happen to know what the average was for your city where you are, let us know for sure. But by the way, on the other side of the spectrum, because obviously we're not, everything is very regional in regards to recovery. You've got Boston came in at only 40.4% and Minneapolis at 42.5%. So again, it is slow moving, but it is in the right direction. All right, guys. Hello. Memorial Day is happening this weekend. I know, kind of crazy to think that we are already here. If you are familiar with the app Hopper, they do great reports, and they put together a really interesting report that if you happen to be traveling, you want to be aware of this. But even, again, if any of your properties happen to be in these markets, also really interesting to keep in mind. So Memorial Day weekend, the most popular travel dates, Friday, May 28th, and Thursday, May 27th. So really just coming up. And then that's the busiest days to go, busiest days to come back, Monday the 31st and June the 2nd. Wednesday, June the 2nd. Busiest airports, Atlanta, Chicago, Los Angeles, the top three in that order. Where are Americans traveling to? Las Vegas, Miami, Orlando, Atlanta, and Los Angeles are the top. And then the most international book destinations, a lot of Mexico on the list here, Cancun. Then you've got San Juan, Puerto Rico, Cabo, Jamaica and Puerto Vallarta and Mexico as well too. And if you have not made Memorial Day plans, still some of the best places that have availability and also the kind of the best discount, so to speak, Las Vegas, Chicago, and Los Angeles as well too. So by the way, all arrows seem to be pointing to Los Angeles. Come visit me. All right, last quick topic before we continue on. If you have been paying attention, it's not your imagination. Airfare and hotel rates are rising, and a lot of that is changing. I mean, a lot of it has to do with the demand. People are really ready to get back out there. Even the cost of a road trip, by the way, is climbing because gasoline prices are pretty much the highest that they've been since 2014. But everything seems to be up just because a lot of people are trying to go to the same places. So beaches, mountains, visiting friends and family, that seems to be really the big trend when it comes to the deciding factors when people are booking. Domestic U.S. airfare prices are up 9% since April 1st, and international fares are up 17%. Go figure, just because a lot of big announcements have come up that international travel is starting to open up as well. So that's where we're at. How's that for the hospitality minute? Did we do it? That was more than a minute, by the way.
I was trying to throw you under the bus again.
Why do you got to throw me under the bus every
I was actually going to make you like stop like 30 seconds and be like, what's going on, Rupesh?
I mean, I could have continued talking. We know that. We know that that's not a problem.
Sarah, I love the numbers. I see the numbers. I see that everything is trending up, which is amazing for our industry. Sarah, where are you going for this long weekend?
Ooh.
No, don't tell us because we'll stalk you. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Tell us where you're going.
Everybody sees where I go all the time. What are we talking about? I actually am probably going to be staying in town, but that's not fair because, I do travel quite a bit. So because after that, I will be doing a trip to Big Sur, then Utah, and then possibly Portugal at the end of June. So
where is our invite? The people that are on, does anybody want to go to on a trip with Sarah? Hit the comments and say yes or no. Sarah, I'm still looking for an invite, although I've never met you.
I'm so much fun to travel with.
I see that. I love your Instagram posts where you're like walking through like the lobby and like checking like the food. Like guys, if you want to follow her, you follow her at Ask the Concierge anywhere around any social world, including Instagram, where you have like I think over like 1 million followers now or something. It's a lot of people. And Sarah, I just love what you do. And guys, anybody else love what Sarah does? Hit the comments. And people are saying yes, they want to go on a trip with you.
Yes.
We might have a contest in a couple of weeks where somebody goes on a trip with Sarah. Is that creepy?
Not actually. That would be a lot of fun. Should we do a contest to do that? We'll do something.
Well, first, I think we decided, Glenn and I, and you said we all decided we're going to do a live all together. So we got to do that first.
Okay. We will do a live together, and then we'll come up with a really fun trip idea, and then we'll do a contest for that. So,
Sarah Dandashy, it's always a pleasure to have you on. Enjoy your long weekend. Talk to you next week.
All right. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Sarah is awesome. And I did not cut her off this time. Somebody clap for me because I usually cut her off and people are like, why'd you cut her off? It's all good, guys. All right. So this episode is number 91. I am super excited. I've been following this gentleman for a long time. Today's featured guest, I've watched him grow his empire to over 42 hotels and more are coming. His hotel has been named one of the top hotels in Condé Nast, which is amazing. Represents almost every major brand out there as far as Hilton, Marriott, all those brands. Please help me welcome the CEO of Vision Hospitality Group, Mr. Mitch Patel. Welcome. Hey, Mitch.
Thank you, Rupesh. Thanks for having me.
Is that too much energy?
I love the energy. Love the energy.
Well, I've been following you for quite some time now, and guys, please follow him on LinkedIn. We'll put the link at the end. But I love what you do. I love that you keep it going even through the pandemic. You guys just kept it going, kept it growing. Which a lot of people were afraid last year, like, oh my God, the hotel industry is never coming back. It's going to take us 20 years, and some people predicted like 10 years. Hey, we're growing now. You see the numbers that Sarah just sent us. Please introduce yourself and tell us how you got started. And, I mentioned with $3,000, you started this company. Now you have over 42 hotels in your portfolio.
No, yes, Rupesh. First of all, good morning, everyone. Rupesh, thank you for having me. It is amazing listening to you and Sarah right now, and it's just continue to do the great work. So I'm going to go back all the way. A lot of people could relate to this in our community. I know this, Rupesh, right? My father came to this great country with $8 in his pocket and something pretty powerful, and that's the American dream. And he came here to study, he pursued his PhD in food microbiology. But here's where it takes a little turn. He decides to move us out of our 2-bedroom modest townhouse. And I'm about 7, 8 years old at this time. And he leases an 11-room motel in Stockton, California. So we moved behind the apartment of that motel. And as a kid, I'm cleaning rooms, doing laundry, taking out the trash, and even checking in guests. As an 8-year-old, I never understood why people pay that kind of money, sometimes just for a few hours. And it took me many years later to figure that out, right? And then he moved us cross country from California to Cleveland, Tennessee, which is just outside of Chattanooga here, bought a Scottish Inn. And again, I find myself helping out in the family business. Because I grew up in the business, Rupesh, the last thing I want to do was pursue it as a career. You know, my parents would say, you got to be a professional. We don't want you cleaning rooms and doing laundry. We did that so you could be a professional, doctor, lawyer, engineer, the immigrant mentality. And so I became an engineer, got my bachelor's and master's in engineering, and worked as a traffic transportation engineer down in Atlanta, designing roads, bridges. I'm sorry for the people that live down in Atlanta for all the chaos that I created with the traffic. But I was in my cubicle, Rupesh, and I would keep on looking at my watch. And I know many of you all out there have been in that position. Look at your watch, 12 o'clock, can't wait for lunch. 5 o'clock, can't wait to get home. Sunday night blues, don't look forward to Monday morning. And I thought there has to be a better life than this. I started questioning myself, right? Do you have what it takes to be successful? 3 years after doing this, saving up $3,000 working as an engineer, I decided to take the plunge and decided to build and manage a hotel. Built that first hotel as a contractor, even though I never built a shed. I was the general manager of that hotel at the age of 27, even though I never managed a hotel at that point. But after 18 months, we became the #1 hotel in the market. And Rupesh, I just want to say that I found my passion where I never expected to. And when you have a passion for something, a deep passion for something, I know you have a passion for this business. I can hear it in your voice. When you have a passion for something, you're not working now, right? And you're going to work harder. You're going to overcome obstacles, and we'll find success. And that's what leads me today.
All right. And so I have a quick question on the 8. You got to the top spot in the market. How did that happen? Was it just sheer like energy, or what did you do to become the #1 hotel?
Well, I mean, it was a Homewood Suites. That was an extended stay brand. So there's backyard sales involved. You can't just put a sign up like a Days Inn or a Hampton Inn and people would just come. That's not what that brand was about. So we learned pretty quickly. The first couple of months, we did 10, 15% occupancy. And so this is something that every business person struggles with. Do you take that guaranteed 2-week paycheck? Well, nothing is guaranteed, but here's that 2-week paycheck. Or do you risk that and venture and start a business? And so I thought about quitting. We were struggling early on. And I thought, I don't know if I could be successful in this. I could not let my team down. I could not let my bank down. Could not let my family down, my partners down. And we dug in and willed it to be successful. And I wanted to learn every single aspect of this business. And we went out and made it happen, took care of every single guest, every single day. Of course, built a great team, which I learned a lot about management and leadership at that very first hotel. And you know, in many metrics, we were starting to do better. And we became the #1 hotel in the market. But it took us 18 months to pretty much get there. But something else also happened, not just the passion, Rupesh, confidence. Confidence is very important too. And that gave us confidence that we can do hotel #2, we can do hotel #3, and so forth.
Right. And with that confidence, you just kept it going. Well, you just kept growing. How did you get from one hotel to the next one? I think that's the kind of the fear that people get into. Like, I don't know if I could do another one, or I don't know if I could do 20. Right. And confidence definitely has something to do with it. But how did you get over, like, how am I going to be able to make that next one happen?
Sure, Rupesh. So when I did that first one, I never thought we were going to do number 2 or 3. I promise you. You know, I thought that one hotel I'll have for the rest of my life, and hopefully I'll be very content and happy, and so forth. So number 2 didn't happen until 3 years later. I was a general manager of that first hotel. An opportunity arose in Nashville, Tennessee. We took on that opportunity, and then we're looking at number 3 a year after that, and that's when I stopped, people were calling me, architects and contractors would call me as a general manager of that hotel, and I would answer the phone, sometimes at the front desk, right? Answering this is the Homewood Suites. And I realized that, you know what? I should come up with a company name. There was a boardroom on the 2nd floor of that hotel. I took off the boardroom sign, came up with a company name, Vision Hospitality Group. I put that new sign up, and I was a proud owner of a management and development company, and the rest, of course, is history from there.
Right. And so your vision was to become the most respected, or one of the well-respected hotel companies in the industry. And you've done that now. And, it was really that vision. So what was your vision initially? Like you say, vision's your company. What was that vision early on?
Right. Well, our vision was never to be the biggest, Rupesh. We never thought we would even hit number 5 or 10 every step of the way. We never had a number like, okay, I want to hit this number by this year. It was all about trying to do the best job that we could with the hotels that we had, right? And so our vision was very simple. I think a vision should be simple, okay? It should not be complicated. Sometimes I see these mission statements and vision statements. It's like a paragraph long. If your associate, your team cannot recite it, then it's probably not too long, right? So our vision very early on was just simple. It was to be the best, most respected hotel company in America, and it's always something that even today, we're not there yet. We're not there. We're on our way there. It should be something aspirational. Absolutely. Something that you wake up every morning to strive to become better every day, right? And so best is one thing, respected is another thing, right? Is another word too. And is very important for us to be respected, and most importantly, by our hardworking associates.
Yeah, and we'll get into the associates, because I think people is what makes our industry, right? It's the folks that are working behind the front desk, back of house, all of those things. Now, I know people are asking that question. Well, I don't have that much money. I don't have millions of dollars that I can shell out to go buy a hotel or go build a hotel. Now, I've had a lot of people on the show saying, you know what? You don't have to have that money. Come up with the project, bring people in, show value, show them that they could trust you with their money. Is that what you believe in too?
Absolutely. Look, it's a very capital intensive business. We know that. And that's what scares a lot of people from getting into this business. It does take millions of dollars, as we know, to buy or develop a hotel. But you can do this. I'm a perfect example of it, with very little money or no money, and so if you've got a great idea, a great market, a great location, and have some brand opportunities, you have that passion, that drive, you're a good person, that you're a good person. If people get to know me, then you know what? They're going to really like me and love working with me. Yes. And, go for it and go talk to other people about it and see what you could do. And then there's partners that you have to obviously get with the equity, and then the debt. It's not easy, but it can be done. I did it. We did it with no experience. The only experience I had before that, Rupesh, was cleaning a room and checking in guests as an 8-year-old kid at a motel, right? That's my experience that I had getting in this business. So there are people that are much smarter than me, that know this business better than even me. And so there's no question that you could do it as well. And I think that jump is not easy, because like I said, here's something comfortable that you're getting every 2 weeks. And here's something that takes a tremendous amount of sacrifice that you have to make.
Right. And that sacrifice, this past year has been our folks that have been, either laid off, furloughed, or just lost their jobs completely. Now, people is what drives your company. I'm going to put this up real quick because it's on your website. And here it is. It says our culture is defined by the golden rule and guided by our, vision, the values. And here it is. It's dedication, integrity, respect, excellence, community, teamwork, spirit. What does that mean when you're talking about your entire team and, your company is pretty much based around your entire team?
Sorry, I just stepped away because I wanted to pull this up. Early on, Rupesh, we learned that, culture is everything. Howard Schultz, as we all know, says culture will trump any business strategy any day. We're in a marathon, not a sprint here. Life is a marathon. Our businesses are a marathon, not a sprint. And if we want to have a successful, sustainable business, then it has to be aligned with common values and beliefs. And that's ultimately what a culture is about. Every company has a culture, good, bad, ugly, and we want to make sure it's a great culture, right? That people want to be a part of. So yes, first and foremost, the belief is that this is a business about people, as you mentioned, right? And everything that I'm about to say, it is nothing revolutionary, guys. It's just reinforcing what a lot of you probably already know. And I know in the deepest, darkest hours, people could be questioning that. And we were questioned with that, what we just went through this past year. But I learned a long time ago, it's all about the people. And number one, select great people with great attitudes that share your values and beliefs, because you can't teach those things, okay? So we spent a lot of time, we use the word select, not hire. We spent a lot of time selecting our associates to be a part of the team. Number two, place them in the best position where they can have success. I got to tell you this. Remember, I was an engineer. Something that I say often: place a squirrel in the tree and the fish in the sea. So we are inherently different, Rupesh. We all are. We have strengths and weaknesses. Play off our strengths, not our weaknesses, right? Understand our weaknesses, but play off our strengths. We're going to be happier. So I was that squirrel in the water as an engineer. I was unhappy, drowning. And now guess what I get to do every single day, right? And you could hear it, hopefully in my voice, I could hear it in your voice, that I love, absolutely love what we do. And I love the people that are part of our team as well. So, and then the third thing, and I think this is where people fail. I really believe this is where people fail, is you got to take care of your associates, right? You can't just say, all right, I got the best associate, they got a great attitude, we're putting them in the best position to find success, and then I'm going to leave you alone. No, we're all human beings. We want to be respected. We all want to be respected. So you cannot lead without a strong mutual respect and admiration. Everyone's born with an emotional register right here. Too often, Rupesh, we want to make withdrawals without making deposits. And that's not how this works. Maybe it worked 20, 30 years ago, but it sure will not work today. And so you've got to make those deposits in that emotional register. Get to know them, get to know their families, their kids, their dog, what they like to eat, their hobbies, and so forth. You got to get to know people on the human to human level. And that's called leadership. And if you don't have time for that, then you know what? You probably won't win this marathon. So it's very, very clear that associate engagement, as we all know, equates to guest loyalty and guest satisfaction. And then market share and profitability. And don't get greedy, invest back into your associates. And you're in the relationship here, if you're a general manager, I know there's many general managers out there, you may have the heart and the personality and the caring attributes to be a great leader. By the way, those are probably some of the most important characteristics you got to have. But you've got to also make sure at every department level that you have those individuals as well. Because, for example, an executive housekeeper, just because they cleaned a great room and they could do a great job of inspecting doesn't mean that they could be a great executive housekeeper. Because a great executive housekeeper has to be a great leader as well. So they have to know the personalities of their team. They have to know how to make deposits in those emotional registers, know what they're going through and show empathy and to get to know them. My greatest leaders in our company are when people tell me that I will do anything for that person. I'll do anything for that person. And many of you have those leadership characteristics like that. And when you have a team of 20 or 30 people or 50 people in the hotel that believe in that, then the sky's the limit. Now, all you have to do is point in the direction of where we want to go. And you've got now 50 people rowing in the same direction for you, and we'll do anything for you. And that is the summary of leadership in our opinion.
I love it. And so tell me about Vision's training, what you guys do to keep engaged associates and keep them going. Because, a lot of times you said we hire them and then we let them go, but often a lot of people don't get trained on the newest technology or be a part of the conversation when a lot of things are changing in our industry as they are now.
Well, number one, you got to make sure you select people with great attitudes, the willingness to want to learn. Not everybody has that, right? And then, of course, the training platforms are so important. So, Rupesh, when we developed our offices here about 7 years ago, we created a classroom. We invested into a 25, 30-person classroom, in person and remote through technology. And we hired a very experienced trainer that has tremendous experience in all aspects of hospitality training. And it was very important, Rupesh, that we just don't do teaching and training on just job skills, also soft skills, right? Which you are a big part of and what you do too. And we want you to be a better person, to get the full potential of that person, and it could be English as a second language. It could be financial management 101, a 23-year-old kid, teaching them at an early age that if you put a $50 aside or $100 aside, you know how much that would equate to by the time you're my age. You'll be pretty well off if you start early, so these kind of things, wellness, right? Mental wellness, physical wellness, and all those things that we created training platforms for. And I think those are very important. So now the associate really believes that, they're not just trying to get the most out of me to produce more for them, but they truly care about me as a human being as well.
I love that. I love that you're talking about soft skills, because when we do our trainings at our properties, we say, listen, things that you learn here, you're going to take on for the rest of your life. Even if you're not working for us, you're going to learn these concepts, these ideas, these ways of life that are going to take you through your entire life. And I love that we could do that for folks that maybe didn't get an opportunity in their past or as they grew into this position that they currently have. So I love that you guys are doing that as far as training and keeping your team engaged. Now let's talk about the boutique side of things, because I know you guys are super excited that, you guys have a few boutique hotels. And I think a lot of folks, when I did a poll like 2 months ago, I said, what type of hotel would you like? A resort on the beach, a big box brand or independent people, or a boutique? People gravitated to that boutique hotel. And I think it's a fine line. It's not just open a hotel and maybe put some nice flowers in the room and call it a boutique and be 20 rooms or 40 rooms, but it's really that experience that guests get. So tell us about the Edwin or the Kinley and talk about how'd you get into the boutique hotel space?
Yeah, I don't look. It's a longer story, but I'll definitely be short here. As a traveler, Rupesh, I would try to stay at these independent boutique hotels that tell the story of the neighborhood or tell the story of the local community, right? and wherever I would travel. And so it was a personal dream of mine to do something like that as a hotelier. And so there was this incredible location. It was in a neighborhood, a residential neighborhood in the arts district, next to our most iconic element in our city. It's our Eiffel Tower, and it's one of the longest pedestrian bridges in the country that was built in 1890. And so this site was located right there. And so we thought, we have to do this location some justice. You know, I wasn't going to build a Fairfield or a Hampton, no matter how tempting it was. You know, the neighbors really weren't going to they wouldn't be pleased with something like that. Yeah. And so we took on the challenge to, you know, develop an independent boutique hotel. And a great independent boutique hotel should be like a great story. There should be twists and turns and discoveries, and then an emotional connection that you make. And with social media today, that emotional connection could be made to thousands of people, right? More than 10, 15 years ago. And then you want to come back for more. And so we wrote a great story. We came up with a title of the story. The title is the name, the Edwin, which I'm not going to get into the whole story for time's sake. But we created this hotel. And now, you know, I'm so proud that it's top 10 on Condé Nast and Travel and Leisure. And it truly immerses people from all over the world and all over the United States when they visit into an incredible Chattanooga experience of food, culture, people, history, art. And you can't get that type of experience if you stay at a mainstream branded type hotel. And so it's been fun. And you know, we didn't know exactly what we were doing early on, Rupesh. We were learning just like everybody else. But I promised the team, I'm not going to tell you if we're going to find wild success or not, because it's pretty hard to beat a 100-room Hampton Inn, right? But I said we're going to become better hoteliers. We're going to become better hoteliers. And now, as we open up, we opened up a 110-room Hampton Inn in downtown Blue Ridge last week. We got a rooftop bar. We've got local art. We're storytelling, even with the Hampton Inn. And we're going to elevate the guest satisfaction there than what we would have if we didn't have that kind of experience. We opened our latest boutique hotel called the Grady in downtown Louisville last week. It's an 140-year-old historic building, incredible location. We brought it back to life as a boutique hotel with a speakeasy in the basement. So it's been really, really fun. I'm having a blast doing these kind of hotels. And again, it's making us, I feel like, better hoteliers through the process.
Absolutely, because there's an attention to detail that, you know, surpasses what maybe a brand has to offer, and that detail creates that experience and that creates that story, which I love. And by the way, if you're listening, if you're watching, if this has been emotional or educational or inspirational to you, hit the comments and let us know that you're enjoying this, because we still have a little bit more to go. And I love that you're now not shifting, because you're continuing going in the space of even opening a Hampton Inn. But I love that you're going into these detailed, these cities and these, neighborhoods and creating that story. For the folks that are watching, would you love to own a boutique hotel? I think it's a dream of many hoteliers. I'm glad that you guys are doing it. Now, we're going to continue on and talking about what actually keeps you up at night. What happened this past year that you actually learned from that you're going to take moving forward?
Yes, so I think we're constantly learning. I don't think this is unprecedented, as we all know, Rupesh, right? I mean, prior to this storm, I like to use these storm analogies. 2001 went through a pretty bad storm with 9% drop in RevPAR. 2009, 17% drop in RevPAR. The worst lodging year since they've been recording statistics since the Great Depression, right? Who would have thought we would have a back-to-back storm like that? But it was an incredible run from all the way to 11, all the way to 19. We had a record year in 19, record months in January, February, and March hit of 2020. A 50% drop in the industry, which is absolutely unheard of, unprecedented, and absolutely scary. And this was, as we talked about people, the people are the heart and soul of our company. It was heartbreaking, Rupesh. It was heartbreaking. We had a simple strategy when the pandemic hit. We one, protect our employees, protect our guests, and protect our business, right? And without the business, we don't have the first two. There's no one to protect. And so we were in survival mode. I mean, when occupancies go from 75, 80% all the way down to teens and single digits, we had to make some really difficult decisions. And we furloughed a considerable amount of our team, people that have been with us for 10, 15 years. It was absolutely devastating. But I will tell you, even during that time frame, we communicated. When Easter came around, we gave out over 1,200 care packages to the employees that were furloughed. We helped them get even jobs. We had Amazon and Kroger as a grocery store chain, the hospitals that were looking for workers at the time when we were furloughing. They set up shop in our meeting space, their HR department, and we helped them. Our job was not to be selfish, looking out for our best interest, although it could seem absolutely that way at that moment, but let's try to help our team the best that we can, even though they were being furloughed. And it's amazing now. You know, you fast forward 14 months, demand has come back, not back to where it was before, but it's coming back strong, as Sarah mentioned. But now we're struggling to get, as we all know, struggling to get employees back to the hotels. But I'm so proud that we're almost back to our original level before the pandemic, in terms of the number of employees, and we're on our way to hopefully riding this storm. And you know, there's a quote, it's an African proverb that mentions that smooth seas never made a skilled sailor. So these rough waters are going to make us stronger, better, more efficient, and more resilient than ever. And it's not something we were all wishing for and hoping for, but we all know that these storms come. That's a fact. There'll be another one that'll come 5, 7, 10 years from now. So something else that we talk about, Rupesh, in our company, build a brick house. When a storm comes, you want a straw house or a brick house? In 2009, after going through that storm, we told the team, I brought the leadership team in the boardroom and said, we're going to build the best brick house in the industry. Because when that next storm comes, we want to be as prepared as we can. And no one would have been prepared completely for something that we just went through. Make that very clear. Yeah. As prepared as we can. And what makes a brick house? The brands that you align yourself with, the markets that you're in, your debt service. It's not fair to my hardworking employees if I over leverage my properties. That is not fair to them. I'm asking more from them now than ever. That's not fair. So we have a responsibility on that end too, in what debt that you carry, liquidity, what kind of liquidity that you have. That's not fair to your hardworking employees as well if you don't plan according to liquidity as well. And then the last piece is culture. You've got to have great service culture with great people with values and beliefs that you all share. And if you have those, that's a brick house. And we navigated the best that we could because of that. And hopefully with the next storm that comes, we will have even a bigger and stronger brick house.
Absolutely. And I love the story. And I love that you have community built in this past year where you supported the community, because guess what? They're going to support you back as your hotels come back. And I love that we're talking about staying positive. What are your habits that keep you going every single day? What are the few 3, 4 habits that just, you know what, I need to get up every day and I'm going to be positive? What are those habits?
Well, it's not always easy to stay super positive, right? Number one that drives me is, again, I just love what I do every single day, and I love doing it with the people that I do it with every day. And I don't think that would be the case if I was an accountant. Sorry, accountants out there. Sorry, engineers out there. If that was the case. So that keeps me positive. My family keeps me positive. I have three incredible kids, an incredible wife. You know, when we talk about passion is one of the most important ingredients in entrepreneurial success, which I just mentioned. But there's one downfall. It could consume you. and you can't let it consume you. You've got to have that balance of work and life, right? And so my wife does an incredible job of balancing that for us. So we have to be present, right? We talk about that often. We physically may be there, but mentally we may not. And this thing doesn't help, right? And so that's she keeps us, all of us, laser focused on what's most important. That's family. That keeps me motivated. And then the other thing is, I'm a big believer in the human spirit and the American spirit, right? I don't think that many things could break it. I don't think anything could break it. We've seen that. And so in the darkest of hours, it's hard to believe that. But in March, April, May, we told the team, this will pass. This will pass. Yeah. And I know that it's very difficult for people to hear even anything in those moments, but let's keep focused on the future. And then when March hit, I made it very clear from April of 2020 that March of 21 is going to be a critical month. Winter season will be over. Property taxes will be paid. Deferrals, will no longer be deferred, the debt service. And we got to get back going. Spring break will hit. And we had a plan when March came along. And we are executing that plan and on our way to recovery. As you all know, it's going to take several years to get back to where we want to be. Some markets are already back to 19 levels, which is pretty impressive. Especially in Florida, right? Many markets in Florida. So, but believe in this business. This is a beautiful business for all of you folks around the world. You call this game of soccer, or what we say football around the world, a beautiful game. This is a beautiful business. There is nothing greater than the hospitality business of people serving people, and it will always carry on. And it's an absolute sustainable industry. Believe in yourself, believe in your team, believe in your product, your brand, your market. If you ask kids where they want to spend money on, they're going to tell you travel, right? That gives me assurance right there if I ask my own kids. So we're in the experience business. We're not selling a widget, right? And I think that gives us a lot of confidence.
Absolutely. And I love this story. Guys, if you loved this story, hit the comments and say that it brought you value, and it showed that, we're going to keep it all going. And that's what we've been doing this last year. Now, I want to know what's going on, and I know we're going to wrap it up. What is your company focused on right now? And then what does the future look like for Vision?
Well, right now, Rupesh, in this very moment, as you know, Memorial Day weekend is coming. Some 37 million Americans will be traveling, hitting the road this weekend. So our focus is we're planning on having a very busy weekend, a very busy summer at many of our hotels, and we don't have the staff, right? We don't have staff. It was short-term plan for general managers and salespeople to help out and front desk and housekeeping, but not a long-term plan. And so we are doing everything that we can with greater wages and benefits and a profit sharing program, a sabbatical program. I could go on and on about what we're doing to entice people to come join our growing family, to help our leaders at the hotel. So that's what we're doing right now, and making sure that our hotels are staffed because we've got to still take care of that guest that comes through the door. More long-term, I believe in this business, as I mentioned before. This country was founded on exploration, and you're seeing people explore this great country again. National parks have record attendance and so forth. And so I believe that travel is going to continue. Travel is going to continue to grow. And so we are bullish on growth. And so, as Warren Buffett says, be greedy when others are fearful, fearful when others are greedy. I like to use the word opportunistic, not greedy. And so we're looking to grow our company, and we have 7 hotels opening this year. We're going to probably do about $400 to $500 million in development in the next 3 to 4 years. And so we think as renovations aren't taking place as much, newer is better in our industry. And as you know, that supply is going to be at check. for the next 3 to 5 years. And I think that as developers, we are pretty confident if we go in the right markets that there's a lot of opportunity out there for our team to grow as well with us.
Yeah, and I love your story. It's a beautiful story. Thank you so much for being on. Where can people find you?
Where can people find us? I'm not as savvy as Rupesh, sorry, on social media, but I am going to become more savvy. So bear with me.
I'm going to help you. We're along the way.
bhehotels.com is our website. And from there, you could definitely find us in all the other platforms that we have. We also have launched our management platform. We've always had a management company under Vision, but we separated it. We realized, as I said before, people are the heart and soul of our company. So our management company is Humanist Hospitality. And so humanisthospitality.com is our website for the management operating company of ours.
Amazing. This is an amazing conversation. I know a lot. I wrote down, look how much I wrote down as far as just a list of things that are going to inspire me to continue growing. And how can I share this with our team? So our job, whatever you learn today, it's not just taking it for yourself, but share it with the rest of your team, your community, your network, your associates. And I think that's the job as we inspire the rest of the world. I feel like it's our job as owners, operators, general managers, any associate, that travel is back, right? You feel safe, start traveling again. And I think that's an important message that I'm going to continue on. I know that you're going to continue on. Thank you so much, Mitch I. Patel. Please search for Mitch I. Patel on LinkedIn. Connect with him as soon as this show's over. And thank you so much for being on.
Thank you, Rupesh, for having me. Have a wonderful day.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was amazing, guys. If you love the conversation, hit the like button. Let us know that you really enjoyed it. And I'm looking at the comments. People are loving it. I'm so happy that we all got inspired by his story of courage, confidence, which is a huge part of growing yourself and growing your team, right? I love that he talked about, I wrote it down, brand, location, liquidity, culture is a huge part of it. And there's so many other things I wrote down, right? Tell me one thing in the comment that you learned from Mitch as he shared his story of starting with $3,000 to now what he has is over 42 hotels. Amazing story, guys. Thank you so much for being on. We do this every week, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, where we inspire you with leaders. And all right, guys, let me see. All right, here it is. This week's episode is sponsored by utip.money. Somebody put that in the comments. Create a free account today and get your team have them start collecting tips that these guests want to give us in an easy and cashless way. Create a free account today. I think to the end of the year, they're giving away their system for free. So you can actually get tips just by creating an account and having them you're having your guests scan that QR code or that link. Thank you so much to utip.money for sponsoring this episode. And by the way, don't forget, I am giving away $1,000. Hit rupesh.co/contest and you'll be entered in to my $1,000 giveaway that ends June 18th. Guys, it was a pleasure having you on. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week at 9:30 a.m. Until then, take care of yourself, take care of each other. I'll see you soon.